The autopsy was signed. The tags were labeled. The coroner wrote, K. Jackson, 9 gunshot wounds. DOA, May 24th, 2000. Queens, New York. But the strange thing wasn't the body. It was the call that came after the coroner filed it. From Interscope Records. Hey, just confirming, Curtis is here. He just walked in the building, ready to record. A junior staffer caught it. Same name, same birth date, same fingerprints. The label never followed up. The coroner never asked. The file was quietly retracted, replaced with a note. Duplicate data, corrupted. The street said, 50 got hit. 9 times. Survived. But some of the people who saw him before said something else. He didn't act like him. His voice changed. He didn't remember me. But I was at his mother's funeral. 20 years later, a cassette appears on eBay. Sold from a pawn shop in Jersey. Unlabeled. No case. Just marker on the tape. CJ94, origin. The buyer, a music collector, digitized it. Posted it to a small Reddit thread. Is this 50 Cent before Get Rich or Die Trying? Because it's not the same dude. The track plays like a demo, but the flow is slower. The tone deeper. There's pain in it, the kind that hasn't been processed yet. Halfway through the song, the voice cuts in. I don't want to be remembered. I just want to keep existing. The post gets 74 views. Then the file deletes itself. That same week, someone tags 50 in an old MTV interview clip. 1999. Unreleased footage. He's laughing. The energy is wild, chaotic. But his voice is different. Lighter. More youthful. He says his name is Kalo. But here's the kicker. That version of him doesn't blink. Not once. Full 6 minutes. A retired music producer named Marcus G. speaks out. He claims he worked with Curtis in 1997. But I swear to you, the man I knew died. I don't care what people say about survival. I saw something else get up from that gurney. He plays an unreleased track from that era. And it's haunting. In the final verse, the voice spits. If I don't come back, tell him I left the mold. If you hear me again, I've been copied cold. Meanwhile, 50 stays silent. No interviews. No comments. Until he posts a photo on Instagram. A mirror selfie. Black and white. Caption. Some of us die more than once. No context. No follow-up. The G-Unit archives were never meant to be public. But in 2023, after a ransomware leak hit a forgotten FTP server tied to shady records, an unmarked folder surfaced. Nay, mn_prod_footage_2002. No one noticed it at first, until a YouTube deep diver named user_041 posted a frame-by-frame breakdown of the raw studio session for Many Men. At minute 3:13, during a lull in recording, the security cam glitches. Just a flicker. Half a second. 250 cents. One by the mic. One by the window. Identical. Except for one difference. The one by the window isn't wearing a chain. The thread exploded. Reddit users enhanced the frames. AI sharpening, frame blending, pixel reconstruction. The result? The chainless version blinks, with a delay. His eye movement doesn't match the rest of his face. Some call it a visual artifact. Others call it model desync. It doesn't stop there. A former Interscope intern anonymously posts his NDA contract. In it, a clause marked in red. Subject, K. Jackson. Note, if auditory irregularities or verbal dissonance occurred during playback, mark session as clean. Do not flag inconsistencies. Confidential, shadow voice unit. The post is deleted in 40 minutes. But not before 12,000 screenshots circulate. Meanwhile, an audio engineer in Atlanta uploads a mix stem from a 2001 track that was never released. He runs the waveform through modern isolation software and finds something buried in the left channel. A reversed voice. Slowed 2x. Distorted. Cleaned up, it says. My name was erased. This body's the remix. Back in New York, a music journalist interviews one of 50's earliest collaborators, DJ Renz. He tells her, Kurt used to say the weirdest S***T when he was tired. One night, after a 14-hour session, he turned to me and goes, Do you think the real me got famous? Or did I just inherit it? She laughs nervously in the recording. He doesn't. Then she shows him a photo. An early promo shot, 2000. 50 Cent, center frame. Standard pose. But she zooms in. And there's a reflection in the studio glass behind him. Another face. Softer. Eyes wider. Same jawline. But afraid. G-Unit members start to ghost press requests. No one wants to talk. Except Tony Yeo, in a leaked podcast that never aired. I remember after the shooting, bro came back different. Like, not fake different. Real different. He stopped finishing sentences. Forgot lyrics he wrote. Said S***T like, I hear the old me in dreams. And then comes the real shock. A hacker leaks surveillance footage from a private security firm dated May 25, 2000, one day after the shooting. It's nighttime. A hospital hallway. Curtis is wheeled out under sedation. He's breathing. Barely. But 15 minutes later, another person walks out of the same hallway. Same height. Same walk. Same face. Different eyes. Glassy. Still. Like they hadn't blinked in hours. The footage ends. But in the final frame, there's a timestamp error. It doesn't say 2000. It says 00.00.00.00. Zeroed. Reset. They called it Shadow Voice. A project buried so deep inside the industry, it didn't appear in government files, only in liner notes. But the fragments started surfacing. In mislabeled master tapes. In quiet clauses of recording contracts. In files with codenames like ghost.tone.exe, echo.redux, 50_synth_LV2. The theory was simple. If someone's voice could move millions, why not preserve it? Not just digitally, not as audio, but as a pattern, a replicable structure of cadence, trauma, memory, instinct, all encoded in voice. Because a voice is more than sound. It's signature. It's soul. Shadow Voice wasn't a remix project. It was a resurrection lab. The first test subject was a jazz singer named Malika Reyes. Died in 1971. Her voice reappeared in a 1993 pop song buried beneath layers of synth. No credit. No clearance. The song went gold. The second was rumored to be a Tupac freestyle. Written in 1995. Recorded in 2007. By someone else. Same syllables. Same rhythm. Different vessel. The third? CJ. Curtis Jackson. The theory is this. After the real 50 was shot, his neural signature, a snapshot of his voice, flow, and lyrical structure, was copied into a body that looked like him, spoke like him, moved like him. But the more it felt, the more it shifted. Because trauma doesn't clone well. It mutates. And so the new Curtis started glitching. Lyrics blurred. Old memories didn't match. Sometimes, he'd say things that hadn't happened yet. An anonymous letter is sent to a music journalist from a burner email. It contains 3 sentences. The original was real. The remix was stronger. But the remix started dreaming. That was never supposed to happen. In an old studio in Long Island, a producer finds a backup drive marked prototype unit_Z. Inside is a file titled raw_reject.mp3 untagged. It starts with static, then a whisper. If you're hearing this, I failed the reset. But I made it into the beat. Then the beat drops. It's unmistakable. It's 50. But layered underneath another voice. Quieter. Scared. Repeating. He's not me. He's not me. He's not me. The leak hits Reddit. It's taken down in under 12 hours. But not before a user isolates a reversed layer. Played forward, it says, many men wish death upon me. I just became one of them. Meanwhile, 50 finally breaks silence in a now-deleted Instagram live. He's in a studio. Alone. Dim light. Unshaven. No bravado. He says, sometimes, I hear old versions of myself in rooms I've never been in. Like echoes that got stuck. They made something that survived. Not something that remembers. Then he smiles. Small. Tired. But I think I'm starting to remember anyway. Cut. They say memory fades. But in this case, it loops. The final clue came from a fan. A 17-year-old producer from Poland named Alex, who'd been remixing old 50 Cent acapellas just for fun. One day, while isolating vocals from an unreleased live recording, he noticed something strange. There were 2 waveforms in the file. Both were Curtis Jackson's voice. But one was slightly off. Lagged by milliseconds. Slower. Like a shadow trying to catch up. He layered the 2 together. And for a split second, they synced. In that moment, 50's voice said a sentence that has never appeared in any song, any interview, any tape. They built me out of fear. But now I remember what I came for. Meanwhile, deep in the Warner Music servers, a new file appeared. No upload date. No user. Just a title. echo_final.exp. It contained no music, just breathing, rhythmic, human, and then a phrase. I survived because the other one wanted to die. A week later, 50 posts something no one expects. A photograph, taken from a hospital archive, dated May 24, 2000. It's a bed, an empty one. Caption: one of us walked out. Conspiracy theorists explode. Two camps emerge online. Those who believe the real Curtis died, and what came after was constructed survival. And those who believe he transcended, not cloned, not copied, but rebuilt from memory and sound. A third group begins calling him by a new name. The man made of music. In his next interview, quiet, filmed in black and white, the host asks him directly, "Are you really Curtis Jackson?" He laughs, slow, then leans forward. "I'm every version that didn't give up. That's what they couldn't erase." The host goes silent. Curtis continues, "You ever heard pain on repeat? It starts to sound like rhythm. That's how you turn trauma into a verse." They wanted a weapon, but what they made was a storyteller. The screen fades to black. A beat starts. Something unfamiliar. And yet, it feels like something you've known your whole life. Then a final phrase appears. "You can kill a man, but if you press record," he might come back as a chorus.